Good morning. My Abba are back. Here's the plan. The plan is changing. Had a meeting this morning with the engineer, and we've already discussed several things that we might want to change. Door position, door size, where we have glass, where we have concrete hollow block. Lots of things going on. So there will be today, again, lots of walls being built. There will be lots more work on the swimming pool. What could possibly go wrong? We'll start here. So firstly, huge thank you to everyone who either put in a comment about the wall that was being built here or liked comments to indicate that they supported that view, I guess. The wall is gone above the stairs. I actually have to make an admission. I missed it last night. They did it yesterday. So it's a good job that we kind of agreed, yes, we're going to remove that. Now, I then got an email from my dad who has suggested removing the wall below the stairs. Now, we have to consider that view for two reasons. Number one, boys and girls, we know we should always listen to our parents. Number two, he's an interior designer, so he knows what he's talking about. So that is under consideration this morning. Yes, we would be giving up effectively the storage where, I don't know, the vacuum cleaner might go, but my dad thinks that it would look cleaner and better to have no wall at all surrounding these stairs. We would, of course, have a handrail going up on this side, probably on both sides, I'm not sure, and we would probably be looking now to have the handrail down to the step filled in with kind of a glass wall-ish below the handrail. So that's the current thought. I'm going to go away and discuss with my beautiful Asawa and see if she is happy to give up that bit of storage. And there are changes elsewhere. Here at the gym, something I missed completely on the drawings was that the only entrance into the gym would be through doors just here, which would have meant going outside the house through the sunroomy thing, whatever we're calling it, and then coming back in here. Well, don't like that idea. So, pending my wife's approval, the door will be shifted to here. Now, that will still mean going outside onto the patio, but as we identified before, there will be a roof above this, even though this patio is not fully enclosed. There's no wall just here. So that's one change. And there are more. This is the wall between the dining room and the kitchen. And that door, we're changing. We want double doors. So that's slightly tricky because there is conduit I can see down quite close to where that doorway will be, but we have to work that out. My wife really wants double doors, predominantly glass, between the kitchen and the dining room. And there's more. This is the pantry. So a very easy change we've asked for today. No change to the layout, but this was going to be a door into the pantry. It will still be a doorway into the pantry, but there will be no door. It'll be left open so that we ensure that we get decent cooling into the pantry area from the aircon, because this room would not have had its own aircon. And given that it's a pantry, we don't want it to get too hot. Well, that's it for now. There will be more, I am sure, as the day progresses. Right, enough of that boring old house nonsense. Let's get back to our sexy swimming pool. As you can probably make out over there, more concrete going into the tie beams. There is not much standing water. The pump is not running, it's not been running this morning. So working conditions will be a little easier here today. They will, I'm sure, continue to be adding concrete to those tie beams, possibly up towards this end. We will see. We do still have an outstanding question on this whole pool, and that is if and when, well when, we have to drain it for some reason, where's the water going to go? That question is unanswered at the moment. We need a plan. Just here, something coming soon. About a week. I'm not going to tell you what. Here at the west wall, nobody here right now. They're all over this way, waiting for more concrete to be mixed. And yes, it is still being done manually at the moment. Still no concrete mixer. So that's, as I said yesterday, slowing them down very slightly, but I'm sure they will make a lot of progress along here today. Yeah, waiting for concrete. It's coming. Really not much they can do without it, so this is definitely slowing them down. Here towards the south side, no activity just at the moment. It's 11 o'clock. About 3 hours ago, or I think about 2.5 minutes ago on this video, I said, no big change here, just not putting a door in this doorway. Changed. Door is not going to be here. It's going to be around here. Which my wife suggested, and it makes complete and utter sense because it makes access from the kitchen much easier. More changes to come. We're back here again. I always do what my dad says. This wall's coming out, and so is around the corner here. That one. Both coming out. There were a couple of really good reasons people gave. Graham Subu Philippines and Paul Gannon both gave very good reasons why maybe we should retain some kind of wall here. One was effectively to do with fire safety, making sure that in the horrible event that there was a fire down here, there would be some protection if we had to come down the stairs. The other one, the sort of very practical one from Paul, was, well, it would help to dissipate or prevent some of the smells from heading upstairs. Both very valid, both very good points. Paul's coming down anyway. But please keep those comments coming. It does not make them wrong. It is just our opinion in the end. Small change here. The original plan said that there would be effectively a false wall here where the screen would be, the big TV film screen, and behind it we would have what amounted to another room, which would allow us to mount speakers behind the screen and also put audio-visual stack stuff in here. Well, it's too much space. So this screen wall, which was about 1.2 meters from this wall, is now going to be about 85 centimeters from this wall. Apparently in the Philippines, Philippine code requires that where you have your electrical boxes coming in, which is just here, there has to be a minimum of 80 centimeters between that and, well, basically anything else. We're going to stick with 85 because I'm a fat guy. There was a long discussion with the builder and my beautiful Asawa this morning about this spa and gym area. Too many different tweaks to go into, but the biggest change really was, I was really hoping we would effectively have a wall of glass here looking out from the gym of the swimming pool. it has been pointed out to me once again by my beautiful Asawa that that's not the safest option because of the prevalence of typhoons here. Now, in reality, we are facing west as this camera is pointing west. Typhoons, generally speaking, will be coming from the east or maybe the southeast. So there would be some element of protection of a great big glass wall just here. However, the risk is that a typhoon whips up something or other, a concrete mixer, I mean, who knows what's going to be here, but a tree, a table, something, and effectively just hurls it through this glass. So we are quite substantially reducing the size of the glass in here. There will still be a lot, there will still be a risk, but it's going to be less glass than originally I was envisaging. The other big talking point was the edge of this sunroom, still can't decide if that's the right name for it, and the entrance hall, which will run from coming in front door here, leading down ultimately towards the kitchen. So the question was, what wall do we want on this side and on this side? And I think we are moving towards a lot more glass than we might have originally thought. My original thinking for a dining room was it should be maybe a little bit more subdued, a little bit more traditional. But once again, my dad has mentioned, well, you know, you've got a great big kind of open house. Don't mess around with that concept. So I think we're going to end up with quite a lot of glass both on this wall and on this wall. Now, all of this, change after change after change, and there I'm sure will be more, it kind of highlights for me, if you like, a tip of the day, which is a fallacy because I rarely give tips. So this is, I don't know, tip of the year. We have not received too many renderings from the builder of what the finished house would look like inside. We have had some, but not a lot. And I do think with hindsight, maybe we could have worked on those more before we started putting all these concrete hollow blocks in place. Because we're seeing, you know, just in the last 2 days, multiple changes. As we walk around and we can actually start to see the shape of things, we're changing a lot. And I think maybe if we'd had those renderings, maybe we would be changing less. Now, again, that is not a criticism of our builder. We are one of 3 projects he's got going at the moment, and we're not the biggest. But I think maybe we could have had a discussion early in the process to say that this is the order of how we would like to work before we start putting concrete hollow blocks and walls in place. Anyway, tip of the year, or week, or day. The swimming pool tie beams all over the place now with concrete. I think most of the tie beams at that end of the pool now have concrete, and we're really getting up towards the final third-ish, third. So we're going to have concrete in everywhere very soon. Dear YouTube, I just asked the crew to switch off their very nice Ed Sheeran song playing on the radio so that we don't get copyright blocked. You're mean, you're stopping them having a good time. So I've got to be quick. 4 more sections of wall here, already up to that, whatever it is, 4, 5 levels of concrete hollow block, I think, including what's below it, could be 6. And they're getting ready to go further. Yes, they are still mixing concrete by hand, but they're getting on with it. It's about 15 minutes after the afternoon break, so we'll quickly do a whiz around the house update. Here we have the bathroom that will be just off the side of the sunroom. Next to that there'll be a small, I think the builder called it a powder area, whatever that means. So they have been working, we'll go through this way, on the helper's room just here. They have done quite a bit on the far wall of the dirty kitchen. Spinning it back around this way, take your dizzy pills. We have blocked in the door that was on the pantry on this side, and we've got the opening on the other side. So here's the main kitchen. Exit out just there. Pretty big window going in just here. Hopefully that'll give us a nice view out. The sink or sinks will be just below that window. Here at the gym stroke spa, this wall that we weren't sure about earlier on is now a proper wall. Almost the whole way up. And this one is coming along nicely, and they have just started over here, which will just be a very low wall with glass above. Still waiting to see exactly what that will look like. A little hard to see, it's a bit dark. Wall below the stairs, gone. So they're just going to now remove the one at the back of the stairs underneath the platform. The bell has tolled. It is the end of the day. And we'll start here at the very back of the property, the west end of the property. The trench now goes all the way up to the corner, and that big old tree stump is, well, mostly out. Still lying there, but it looks like it's been, all the roots have been cut through. This wall is now more than halfway across the back of the property. 5 levels up, concrete hollow block. So they will continue that tomorrow, and I would guess they'll get a fair way down to the corner behind us. Swimming pool. This has got me a bit intrigued. There are still 2 columns that have no tie beam attached to them. And I wonder whether there will be, given that it appears that all the other tie beams are in. Anyway, time will tell. But over here, we're starting to get concrete hollow block for our sunken seating area, which is going to be interesting to watch how they do that. Inside the house, well, you saw that an hour and a quarter or so ago. There's obviously been a little bit more concrete hollow block going up, but not really enough to show you. So that's it for the day, day 97. And the key message, always listen to your parents. See you tomorrow.